Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SmackDown. This is WWE 2K24 Universe Mode, episode 217. Tonight, we come to you live from East Garden City, New York. We are on the forward from nowhere premium live event and building up towards the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Callum, otherwise known as the KO King. Welcome to KO Productions and welcome to SmackDown, where tonight we have an action-packed show in store for all of you here this evening. So let's not waste any further time and get straight into the action. Here we go, man. Let's get to work. Woo.
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making his way to the ring from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 202 pounds, Chad Gable.
And we start things off with a former Intercontinental Champion, Chad Gable. We're going to get back to winning ways. Here live on SmackDown from East Garden City, New York. This is a triple threat matchup and another qualifying match for the WrestleMania Money in the Bank ladder match. There are going to be 8 superstars in the matchup at WrestleMania. 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown. We already know a participant from Monday Night Raw this past week on the flagship. Ludwig Kaiser on the red brand, able to qualify in the Money in the Bank ladder match after defeating Montez Ford and Shinsuke Nakamura in triple threat action. Let's see if Chad Gable can join him here tonight. But standing in his way is one half of the inaugural former World Tag Team Champs.
Representing the Usos from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, Jimmy Uso.
We see Big Jimmy Uso came so close on the last time out on SmackDown to becoming the 2-time Tag Team Champions, as it was the Elimination Tag Team 4-way match where Jimmy Uso and Kyle O'Reilly were on the final 2. O'Reilly getting the best of Jimmy, retaining the WWE Tag Gold. Let's see if Jimmy can still go to WrestleMania though. But here comes the third and final entrant, the Olympic gold medalist, the man who knows Chad Gable very well, the man who got turned on by Gable earlier on in the series, the American hero, Kurt Angle. What a massive triple threat contest. This one's going to be winner will be qualifying into the WrestleMania Money in the Bank ladder match, which could change the career of each man involved. Ludwig Kaiser already a part of the matchup for Raw. Let's see who joins him on the SmackDown side of things. Be the second of 8 superstars to qualify. There's the former IC champ Chad Gable, former inaugural World Tag Champ and Jimmy Uso, and the living legend, American hero, Kurt Angle, as Charles Robinson, your senior SmackDown official, ringing the bell, and it's no surprise that Kurt Angle going straight for Chad Gable, wanting that measure of revenge for all their recent debacles over the series, but Jimmy Uso going straight for Chad Gable. Jimmy may seem like the odd man out in this contest, but it's not going to stop him from doing his best and trying to go to WrestleMania tonight. Gable from behind, beautiful German suplex on Angle as Jimmy takes the fight right to Gable and out face first. Goes Gable on the canvas, massive knee now. Jimmy Uso have dated the history from Kurt Angle and Chad Gable. Gable was originally 0-10 in this series and then one random night on Monday Night Raw had a matchup against Kurt Angle where he upset the Olympic gold medalist with a massive victory, and ever since his career trajectory has gone up. Able to beat the likes of John Cena after the fact. Team up with Kurt Angle after gaining Angle's respect in that contest. And earn a couple of tag team title opportunities where they came short in. Angle getting pinned twice. Gable having it off on him and attacking Angle, turning his back on the Olympic gold medalist, beating him at Armageddon PLE as well. Tapping Angle out with his own move, the ankle lock. And shortly after, of course, Chad Gable become the Intercontinental Champion in April at the King of the Ring event, beating the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Lost it after the Rumble to Daniel Bryan. Bryan still the IC champion. It was controversy at No Way Out in his IC title match with Adam Cole getting himself deliberately disqualified with a steel chair, allowing him to retain due to champion's advantage. But right now, back to the action at hand. It's Angle taking a fight to Jimmy, but there's Gable taking a fight to Kurt Angle. And Jimmy on the outside, hurting Chad Gable now. Picking up Kurt Angle with an exploder suplex. Is this one rolling on now? Gable with an equaliser, got a sledgehammer in the ring and going to work on Kurt Angle, but Angle getting to his feet, went for a clothesline, sliding out as Gable going for Jimmy on the outside. Angle missing the slingshot crossbody, and Gable going to make Jimmy pay. And now going straight for Kurt Angle as well, going back into the ring is Chad Gable. Jimmy Uso wants a piece of him, but going off the Angle. Angle able to kick him away, but look at that from Gable on the top base. So we've seen it taking out the Olympic gold medalist. Chad Gable saying a thank you, but Jimmy saying you're welcome. Topping over the top by Uso, taking out Gable at ringside. My lord, and now Jimmy turns attention to Angle, but sending Jimmy into the barricade. And now it's Chad Gable. Back suplex, right on the barricade goes Jimmy Uso, hurting him right in the spine. As Angle wants a piece of Gable. Still wants his revenge, wants his win back against Chad Gable. After Gable turned his back on Angle. The forearm again and PLA, and look at that from Chad Gable. Sledgehammer shot at Jimmy Uso, and there's one. To Kurt Angle, he's able to kendo stick into the ring. Another one to Jimmy Uso. And goes straight back after Angle. Gable all over this contest tonight. Want to get a shot at WrestleMania. He lost the IC title very close to WrestleMania. Wants to still have a chance and getting on the card. At the grandest stage in the mall, we know that the Money in the Bank ladder match can change your career. Just look at Aleister Black. Former wrestler, Money in the Bank winner, won the world title after cashing in at Survivor Series against champion Samoa Joe, winning his 364-day reign as champion. Now we know that Aleister Black no longer the world champion, as he lost the gold to Bobby Roode at No Way Out last weekend. Lost in the rematch this past week on Raw as Gable shoulders down on Jimmy Angle. Gonna make the save, but it was the events of Monday Night Raw this past week which shocked me and eventually will shock the world as well. It's The Undertaker, Aleister Black's opponent at the Royal Rumble, made a return of the WWE and laying out Aleister Black with a tombstone pile driver, sending a message, it seems, towards WrestleMania, which is around the corner. As Jimmy super kick times 2 to Gable. One in the face, one in the back of the head. Cover will be enough. Uso, they're going to the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania, and the former IC champion going to put that shoulder up at 2. Man, oh man. But yeah, Undertaker, Aleister Black seemingly may be taking place now at WrestleMania after Undertaker seemingly not done with the Dutch Destroyer and the former world champion over on Raw. But right now it's Jimmy Uso doing well with a sledgehammer shots to Kurt Angle and Chad Gable as he picks up Gable now. I don't know what he wants on, but Angle wants a piece now. Double team maneuver from Jimmy and Angle. And Chad Gable serves him right. Double team suplex. Gable seemingly getting a lot of love from the crowd though, as of late, especially with his matches with Daniel Bryan for the IC title. Mr. Money in the Bank here at SmackDown, D-Bry, still not cashed in his contract. We mentioned this on Monday Night Raw as well, but the winner of the WrestleMania Money in the Bank ladder match may still cash in their contract before Daniel Bryan does, as Bryan has until Money in the Bank in next season to cash in that contract. But right now, Jimmy Uso, look at a fly here. Angle comes back in, cuts him off on a clothesline. Oh my, now Kurt Angle able to turn this match around and going straight for Jimmy Uso now. There's Chad Gable from behind on the Olympic gold medalist, counter by Angle. Back and forth action. Angle now with the ankle lock. Ankle lock stitched into the Chad Gable. Nowhere for Gable to go. Set on the ring. Will he tap out here? And Jimmy comes back in to make the save. Jimmy Uso saving only himself, not giving a hell about Chad Gable. He wants to win this contest. He wants to go to Money in the Bank, and now he's going to try and steal the pinfall on Chad Gable. Angle taken out, cover. Gable's down and out, not for long. Kicking it 2 again. And the former IC champion Chad Gable. Jimmy Uso on that opportunity in the Money in the Bank ladder match. You got to imagine Ludwig Kaiser, the only man who qualified thus far, is looking on very closely. Gable headed to the top rope after knocking Jimmy off his feet. Angle comes back into the ring. Chad Gable double axe hand off on Jimmy Uso. And now Kurt Angle grabbing Chad Gable, got him in the ropes here. Nice fed shot, just laying in. Angle wishes this was a one-on-one affair so he could get his hand on just Chad Gable, but he's got Jimmy Uso looking as well, and you don't want that. Big Jim, a very dangerous opponent, is right now. Angle went for a German. Jimmy Uso from behind, looking for a full Nelson back and forth action from Kurt Angle and Jimmy Uso. Is Chad Gable just watching up at Gable now, knocking Angle down. Knocking Angle down. Big Jim though wants a piece of Angle, and he's going after the leg now. Elbow right on the knee of Kurt Angle. Chad Gable, massive forearms now. And necking as there's Jimmy fighting right back. Jimmy going for Angle now, but Angle going to set him back into the outside. Jimmy would have been eliminated from the Royal Rumble. There is Angle with a nice clothesline. Gable down and out. That's one rolling on. Gable though, now back to the top as this match continues. Moonsault to Kurt Angle, cover. Uso right there making the save before referee Charles Robinson can even get his hand on the mat for the count of 1. Man, oh man. Kurt Angle was very impressive in the Royal Rumble matchup as well. Got 3 eliminations in that contest. Get rid of the likes of Rey Mysterio, Shinsuke Nakamura and Johnny Gargano. Right now he's taking the fight to Jimmy Uso. Wants to get a part of the WrestleMania card as last year he beat John Cena in a submission match at WrestleMania. Whereas Gable was not a part of the card, and Jimmy alongside Jay beat the Hardy Boys to retain the World Tag titles. This year it's a lot different as Jimmy Uso with a flying Uso to Gable on the outside. Unbelievable action tonight. This crowd loving every second of it is right now. Angle. Submission, hold on Jimmy Uso. Rear naked choke. Locked in tight, nowhere for Big Jim to go. Gable to his feet, coming back in and making the save. Jimmy could have been on the verge of tapping out there. And Chad Gable not allowing it. Tried to take down Kurt Angle, but Angle now getting the best of Gable on a nice kick. Kurt Angle wants to be a part of WrestleMania, man. An absolute legend like Angle. Can't miss out on the grandest stage of them all. Turns Gable around there looking for the ankle lock. Chad Gable gonna counter. Inside counter at the top of the head Angle. And there's Jimmy Uso now. Massive headbutt by Big Jim. Angle is out. Jimmy Uso is this opportunity. Top rope now to go to WrestleMania. Uso splashed the Chad Gable. Cover. Center of the ring. Leg kick, shoulders down. There's 2 and a kick out by Chad. You're gonna be kidding me. Man, the resiliency on display from the former Intercontinental Champion is incredible. Gable kicking out of everything tonight. His Angle comes in with a steel chair. Jimmy though, baseball bat across the head of Kurt Angle. We mentioned Jimmy Uso and Brother Jay being the inaugural World Tag Champs in the series. Gable, former IC Champion. Kurt Angle with an incredible Hall of Fame resume. Never won a championship here in this series. Perhaps he goes on to win Money in the Bank and then cashes in to become a champion. But Jimmy and Angle, perched up, tap a top rope. Beautiful superplex off the top. But right now, Chad Gable are going to try and take advantage of Jimmy Uso. Going to stand out of the corner. Angle taken out. Jimmy in trouble. Gable going to WrestleMania, being a part of Money in the Bank. Here goes Chad with Chaos Theory. The rolling O'Connor German. No, but there's Angle making a save. Charles Robinson couldn't get in position. Kurt Angle picking up Gable. And now he hangs out the drive through first off the top as this match rolls on tonight at SmackDown. We're back live in the blue. Brian Angle slam on Gable by Kurt, and Jimmy breaks it up with a baseball bat. And Jimmy Uso in the back of the head of Kurt Angle with that baseball bat. Crashing and burning there is the Olympic gold medalist. Big shot, no, blocked. A great battle here to open up the night live, and he's got to sit in New York. It's Kurt Angle, Angle out there Jimmy, Angle out there Jimmy. Gable to his feet making a save. Oh, that's what Gable needed to do there. Chad Gable needed to do that, and he's picking up Angle now with an exploder suplex. Right to the Olympic gold medalist. Gable has beat Angle both times they've had a singles matchup. That's the 3rd time they're wrestling each other in the same ring, but that's their first triple threat encounter together. It's Kurt Angle now with an exploder of his own. This time it's Chad Gable. And now Angle picking up Jimmy. And now hangs it out to drive through first off the top. Now it's Angle in for the cover. Shoulders down to go to WrestleMania to be a part of the Money in the Bank match to join Ludwig Kaiser. And that's a kick out by Jimmy. Man, oh man, we noticed Jimmy was so close a couple of weeks ago to become tag champ. Now he's becoming close. I've been a part of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Double super kick to Angle. One in the face, one in the back of the head. It's a kick out by Kurt Angle again. The wrestling machine. Showing how he is truly a machine. Irish whip off the rope and a massive power slam on Jimmy Uso. Gable wants a piece of rubber, and Gable making the save off the pinfall attempt. Angle trying to beat Jimmy Uso there. And now it's Angle, Gable back and forth here. These two superstars go. Gable able to elbow his way out of the midsection of Kurt Angle. Back and forth, who's going to get the upper hand? Looks to be Angle. Nice kick there on Chad Gable. Angle now going to take him down to the ankle. Ankle lock again. Oh, but now Jimmy Uso able to stop the Olympic gold medalist in his tracks. Clothesline. Kurt Chad Gable rather. And now it's Jimmy and Angle run back and forth, and it's Kurt taking Jimmy down. Kurt Angle on fire tonight, big elbow up the top of the head. This is why they call him the wrestling machine, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Uso taken out. Oh, the straps come down for Angle. It's so serious now, but it could be all over. Gable from the hang. Shoulders down to steal one. On Angle, two. No, it was so close. Just saw Charles Robinson's hand. Right on the mat there. It was all over. Big boot. It was so close to being over in a clothesline now. And now Gable going for Jimmy Uso. Jimmy set packing. It's Angle. It's Gable. Mono for the moment. Gable picking him up. Got red style face first. Now goes Angle on the mat. That's gonna do it. Gable are going to the Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania. Leg is hooked, shoulders down. Scoring two. No, still not over. Holy hell. There's Jimmy clothesline. Clothesline by Uso. Oh boy. Jimmy headed up to the top. Taking the Money in the Bank. Second to last with the Uso splash on Gable. Cover Angle to his feet though and breaking it up again before Charles Robinson can even get his hand on the mat for the count. And an ankle up by Kurt on Jimmy Uso. Nowhere for Jimmy to go. Look at this here, Angle wrenching away. If Jimmy taps it or passes out to the pain, Angle will be going to the WrestleMania Money in the Bank ladder match. Jimmy trying to hang on. And there's Chad Gable making the save. This one rolls on. And Gable now going to knock down Kurt Angle. Man, oh man, what action. Angle on the outside. Chad Gable going to the Money in the Bank ladder match at Mania. And now doing Angle's own move. Turns Jimmy around. And the right vein ankle lock. Ankle lock on Jimmy Uso as Angle's on the outside. Nowhere for Jimmy to go. Will he tap or pass here? To go to WrestleMania. Angle and Jimmy taps out a Kurt's own move as he sees it. Gable with a win. What a win for the former Intercontinental Champion, as that's really going to hurt Kurt Angle. He got back into the ring to see Jimmy Uso tap out to his own move, which was executed by that man Gable. He joins Kaiser in the WrestleMania Money in the Bank ladder match now. But coming up later on tonight in your main event, the Royal Rumble winner Roman Reigns battles former WWE Champion in a Clash of the Castle Scotland rematch. It's McIntyre, it's Reigns. That's later on tonight, but up next live on SmackDown, the greatest of all time, John Cena, turns back the clock with an old rival as he battles the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. It comes your way live next in East Garden City, New York on SmackDown. We're back live on the blue brand as there you see John Cena, who only has 2 victories, a part of the SmackDown brand here in this series. Looking to get us started here tonight on the road to WrestleMania. We know Big Match John. He is a big match man and he wants to be a part of the biggest show of the year. We mentioned last year he wrestled Kurt Angle in a losing effort in a submission match to grab the stage in the mall. This year he wants another big match at WrestleMania. Gonna have to keep racking up them wins. He was much better on Monday Night Raw, where he got a lot more victories this series ever since coming over to SmackDown following SummerSlam. He's only had 2 wins against the likes of Andrade and Braun Breaker. Let's see if we can get it started tonight. Will the third be the charm and get him to the grandest stage in them all? But standing in his way tonight, a man he knows very well, as tonight he's got in City, New York, has turned in 2 fight nights. As though you see that Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. He's had a rough couple of weeks. He battled Roman Reigns last time out on SmackDown. The Royal Rumble winner and the Celtic Warrior went to war in a fantastic main event not too long ago here on SmackDown, which resulted in Reigns, of course, getting the victory, solidifying his claim to the main event of WrestleMania. He will battle Seth Rollins in the main event on night 2 at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. But tonight, standing in Reigns' way, the Scottish Warrior, the former champ, the former undefeated man, and Drew McIntyre, who had a 279-day reign as champion before Seth freaking Rollins ended not only his reign, but his unpin or submittable streak. He finally pinned the shoulders to the mat of McIntyre, and he done it again at No Way Out, and Reigns looks to pin the shoulders to the mat of Drew for the 3rd time this series. It's later tonight, but right now, Charles Robinson ringing the bell. Cena and Sheamus as one-on-one. Now it's official. John Cena, nice kick to the Celtic Warrior. Gonna pick up Sheamus and Cena. Really badly. What's a big win here tonight? Gonna be an awesome matchup. As clothesline down goes the Celtic Warrior. John Cena finding himself here tonight, man. Next stop, moving out the way though. Sheamus on a massive clothesline. Sheamus throughout the last couple of weeks on SmackDown had some great matches, but for the most part came up short in losing them. He lost out on his opportunity to be a part of the Royal Rumble matchup to try and get the entrant number 25 spot, losing that matchup to Kevin Owens, who was number 25 in the Rumble. Owens getting the elimination of AJ Styles in that contest. We, of course, mentioned his matchup with Roman Reigns last time out on SmackDown, the losing effort as well. The matchups with the likes of Drew McIntyre and Braun Breaker. But let's see how he fares tonight against John Cena. I mean, speaking of Braun Breaker, Cena and Breaker have their history. First matchup at Clash of the Castle back in Glasgow, Scotland in the OVO Hydro. So Breaker defeats Cena, get the biggest win of his career. Cena got his win back over Breaker in a first round matchup in a mini number 1 contender tournament. They're the only matches that Cena's been able to win, as well as a win over Andrade as well here on SmackDown. Before Cena and Breaker went to war at Clash of the Castle, they had their rubber match as well. Did Cena and Breaker, which resulted in Braun getting the win and qualifying for the No Way Out Elimination Chamber matchup last weekend, where Braun was the first man eliminated by fellow SmackDown individual Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. We will see next week out on SmackDown, but right now it's all about John Cena and it's all about the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Cena with a massive boot in the corner, a Celtic Warrior. It's a love story of pro wrestling. This match could be much like Cena and Styles. What happened in Crown Jewel in real life? What a hell of a match that was, man. But right now, Cena picking up Sheamus. Gut wrench! Beautifully done by Cena. The power there. Sheamus not a small man, as you guys are aware, but he's able to kick out at one fall on the gut wrench from the greatest of all time, John Cena. Cena wants to live up to the name. Greatest of all time. As he comes up short there with a double axe handle, Sheamus now going to make him pay, send them back out of the ring. Not a great start for John Cena. I mean, it's not been a great series for John Cena. Not had a lot of wins, especially on the SmackDown side of things. Here, this series. Andrade and Braun Breaker, the only man he's defeated. I mean, Braun, a tough opponent. And so is Andrade, to be fair. He has lost to Braun twice, beat him only once. Let's see if we can get past Sheamus tonight. Another tough challenge. Who was in the main event of last week's edition of SmackDown. And Sheamus full away slam to John Cena. The old rivals squaring off in 2025 is right now Cena with a massive boot to the face of Sheamus. Celtic Warrior eating that shot. Massive shot again from John Cena. And now here goes Cena, lighting up the Celtic Warrior. Look at this. From the greatest of all time. Man, oh man. We've got Sheamus against the ropes here. Uh-oh, he's got him on the ropes. John Cena. Springboard stunner. Vintage Cena. Gotta love it when he puts that one out. Here's the cover now. Leg is hooked, shoulders down on Sheamus. And a very close 2 count. Sheamus able to get that shoulder off the canvas, at least for now. McIntyre and Reigns still to come later on tonight, as well as women's action here on SmackDown. Don't want to miss a second of the action tonight. As right now the Celtic Warrior picking up John Cena, another gut wrench, throwing him all the way around the ring. Now it's Sheamus with a gut wrench. Metal rope, he tried this earlier on, couldn't get it. Nice kick by Sheamus, and now that up shoulder attack with the referee. Charles Robinson falls in a heap as well. And inadvertently for Sheamus, he covers Cena, kicking out immediately. It's Charles Robinson still down and out for the moment here. Cena, massive headbutt of Sheamus. It's the uninverted knockdown of Charles Robinson, which allows Cena to plant Sheamus there. Downward spiral, and oh, here comes John Cena, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see me. Off the ropes, 5. Knuckle shuffle by Cena. Here's the cover now. No referee, however. 1. That would have been 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. There's only a 5 count, but he would have had the match won if it wasn't for the inadvertent knockdown of referee Charles Robinson. Sheamus got a little bit too overzealous on the middle rope with that shoulder tackle, taking out Cena and the referee, the man that can allow him to win against Cena tonight. But now Robinson back to his feet, and Sheamus as well sends Cena in a position where he does not want to be. Up on the tippy top rope, Sheamus going to follow a middle rope now from the Celtic Warrior. I've seen this before. The avalanche, white noise by Sheamus. Beautifully done. Here's the cover now on Cena. Hook in the outside leg, shoulders down. There's 2, and no. Cena again going to power out. Good battle tonight between 2 titans of the SmackDown brand. Sheamus up high, top rope, gonna fly. There's the knee. Right across the throat of Cena. Cover. That may do it. There's 2 now. Talk about Sheamus having banger after banger, but Recently, it's been loss after loss. Wants to change that tonight, but the same can be said for John Cena. Only with 2 wins on the SmackDown brand. With a lot more to count up on the Raw brand. It's likes Mustafa Ali, Chad Gable, The Miz, Buddy Matthews, much more. Victories for Cena, Jeff Hardy as well. Braun Strowman is right now. Cena, STF, center of the ring on Sheamus. Submission, oh, nowhere to go here. Charles Robinson right there to see if the Celtic Warrior will tap out or pass out due to the pain, and if he does, Cena will get a massive victory here tonight, which could lead him to a massive match at WrestleMania. It hasn't been a part of Money in the Bank. Cena don't want to be a part of the Money in the Bank match. He wants to be a part of the massive match. Maybe a championship matchup, or maybe just a massive grudge match. But Sheamus may have broke his chances out. Turn the kick down. My God, a broke kick out of nowhere by Sheamus. Almost the end of this matchup in an instant. But it's still ongoing as Cena able to stay in it for now. Sheamus just throwing him around the ring like he's nothing. A nice kick there, but Cena able to get to his feet. Nothing to do now. Oh, no, you're on entertained. He got cut off. Now it's John Cena. We're going to entertain this crowd, and he's going to sit in New York with the 5 moves I do. And now laying out Sheamus. Here comes John Cena now. Stop right at the back of the neck, and oh, here we go. Second to the matchup. Let's team the referees up. You can't see me up the ropes. 5. Knuckle shuffle by Cena. John Cena for the win now. Will this be the moment? Will this be his opportunity? Ducks the line from Sheamus. Nice kick to the midsection. Picking him up. Cena now with the attitude adjustment connecting. AA by Cena. Can he get his way to the cover? One arm dripped over the Celtic Warrior. Shoulders down here. Robinson in possession. Scoring 2. And no! Sheamus gonna kick out of the AA. Oh man, what's it gonna take to put the Celtic Warrior away? Sheamus staying in it. A massive axe handle to a grounded Celtic Warrior. Sheamus now in trouble. Cena slowing down the pace, it seems, of this matchup. Sheamus though, big boot right at the top of the head of Cena. And now Sheamus battling right back, and here comes the Celtic Warrior. And now Sheamus fighting with everything he's got here. And now Sheamus, down goes John Cena now. Massive power slam, picking him up to his feet. He done this avalanche earlier. Now he's going to do a regular white noise. Cover on Cena, will this do it? Sheamus for a massive win on SmackDown. There's 2, and now John Cena going to kick out. Many would say it would be an upset if Sheamus were to beat Cena tonight on SmackDown, especially so close to WrestleMania. But the run Cena's been on this series, especially on the SmackDown brand, I wouldn't be surprised if Sheamus gets the win tonight. Both these superstars need a win badly. Who wants it more? We find out. Cena pushed up on the top rope, and the massive leg drop to the back of the head of Sheamus. Patented Cena. Cover. Shoulders down. Leg is hooked. 2 count. No! Almost had him. Almost had him. Close, but no cigar there tonight, man. As Sheamus back to his feet, and Sheamus runs in. STO connecting out on Cena. And Sheamus, oh baby, wait a minute. Gonna pick up the greatest of all time. We're gonna look and put him on pastures now here. The high cross. Celtic cross from Sheamus. Cover. 2. No! Cena's gonna kick out. You're gonna be kidding me. This matchup continues on SmackDown. We're back live on the blue brand. As Sheamus is still in control with blood running down his face. With the Irish Cuss backbreaker. Not 1, not 2, but 3 of them. Connecting on John Cena. Sheamus has had everything he's had in his arsenal at Cena tonight. Will it be enough to stick? Off the rope, second time of the match, with a blow kick by the Celtic Warrior. Sheamus in for the cover again. Leg hook, shoulders down. There's 2, and he go. No! No! Cena kicking out again. Big match, John. Super Cena is showing out tonight live on SmackDown. The Celtic Warrior can't believe it, but he's going to keep his foot in the gas pedal. But right now it's Cena running in with a crossbody. And now Cena picking him up. Don't worry, you want some Cena now. Face first goes Sheamus into the canvas. And this is John Cena's opportunity now. Big kick by Sheamus. Right at the top of the head, able to create separation. Sheamus, nice shot. And a massive knee. And now Sheamus now went for a boot counter by Cena. Cena now ducks the line from Sheamus. And now John Cena, center of the ring. Can he get it? Second tag of the matchup with the attitude adjustment. AA connects. Cena into the cover. Legs hook shoulders down. Will this be enough? This might be it. There's two and he got him. John Cena victorious. He needed that, man. What a match.
Here is your winner, the greatest of all time, John Cena!
Will that be enough to give Cena a big matchup at WrestleMania? It remains to be seen, but it's a big win tonight. His start of the series on the SmackDown brand against a very game Celtic Warrior. Here tonight, but coming up next on the blue brand, the Royal Rumble winner for the women's division, Jade Cargill, will be in action against an old ally and rival and former WWE Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. It's next live in East Garden City, New York. On the blue brand, that's SmackDown, and this woman Belair a part of the Women's Chamber matchup at No Way Out last weekend, unsuccessful. Let's see if she can get a big win tonight.
Contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair.
These two women know each other very well. It was Belair's first official night a part of the SmackDown brand where she answered an open challenge for champion Jade Cargill's title. And Bianca, in her first night, defeated Jade, winning the title. But tonight for Jade Cargill, she looks to get her revenge, and she's out right now tonight, going one-on-one with Bianca Belair following her victory in the Women's Royal Rumble matchup, entering at number 18 and winning the entire thing, getting 3 eliminations in the process, last getting rid of Io Sky in the final 2, and Io winning the Women's Elimination Chamber matchup at No Way Out last weekend, so she'll also get a WrestleMania Championship opportunity, much like Jade Cargill as well. But for Jade tonight, it's her chance to finally beat Bianca Belair. Belair has 2 victories over Jade. One when she won the title, another in Jade's rematch at Night of Champions in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And right now it's Charles Robinson ringing the bell, and matchup is now officially underway. Here we go, Bianca and Jade locking horns and receiving word that Jade Cargill has selected now who she will face at WrestleMania in her championship matchup following winning the Royal Rumble, which means Io Sky's match will also be set up as well after she won the Chamber. As announced that Jade Cargill will stick to her brand here on SmackDown as she will go after the WWE Women's Champion, the 4-time champion here in this series. That being the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Jade and Charlotte now officially signed for WrestleMania for the WWE Women's Championship. What a match that is going to be at Mania, man. That is a massive Mania match as Bianca with a massive spear on Jade Cargill. And this is technically Jade's warm-up for WrestleMania, but what a tough warm-up it is against the woman who beat you twice in this series and could get a third win and change the matchup at WrestleMania. And speaking of WrestleMania, now that we know Jade Cargill's opponent, the grand stage of them all, it's now official that Io Sky, the Women's Elimination Chamber winner, will now be going over from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw and challenge the Women's World Champion over in the red brand. That being her good friend and a woman she knows very well in the Kabuki Warriors and Damage Control, Kairi Sane. So 2 women's title matchups now been confirmed for WrestleMania. Here tonight on SmackDown, Belair shining star press on Jade, scoring 2 here in a close call. Kick out by Cargill. Bianca Belair on her actual first night on SmackDown, she was the NXT Women's Champion. And Jade Cargill selected Bianca to face the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, who was the champion at the time. And who was Jade's opponent at SummerSlam for the title. As Bianca defeating Asuka on her SmackDown debut. Following that, Jade beat Asuka at SummerSlam, and following SummerSlam, Jade gave an opportunity to Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's title, which Bianca was able to win on Jade's first defense of the gold. As Jade couldn't even get a proper reign as champion. Bianca again defeating Jade at Night of Champions, defeating the likes of Sasha Banks, Liv Morgan, and Io Sky and Charlotte in triple threat action before losing the gold to Charlotte Flair at Evolution, the all-women's PLE, back earlier on in the series. Back in June, July time-ish, but look at this from Jade Cargill. The strength there. Just absolutely launching Bianca Belair. The Gorilla Press and now the strength of Cargill back on display tonight in your penultimate contest. Deadlift powerbomb coming out. Jade for the win. 2 count kick out by Bianca, and you've got to imagine current champion on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair, looking on very closely to see how her her WrestleMania opponent is faring in this match, and the Women's Rumble winner as well, Jade Cargill, as well as a woman who has recently defeated Charlotte. Let's not forget, Bianca Belair qualified to get into the Women's Elimination Chamber matchup at No Way Out last weekend by pinning the WWE Women's Champion in a non-title matchup, Charlotte Flair. Massive splash over the top, only scoring a 1 for Bianca there on Jade Cargill. As a massive splash again in for the cover once more. Hooking that leg of Cargill. There's 2 this time and another new fall. We mentioned Jade winning the Rumble matchup at number 18. We don't mention a lot the fact that Bianca was entrant number 1 in the Women's Royal Rumble matchup. She was entrant number 1. She got eliminated by NXT star Tiffany Stratton, who next week has a huge opportunity in the white and gold brand to score a number 1 contendership matchup for TakeOver Stand and Deliver against champion Lyra Valkyria as she faces Rhea Ripley in a historic main event on NXT next week. Right now, back and forth between Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair here on SmackDown. Jade, massive knee there on Bianca, dropping her face first. Man, what a maneuver from Cargill. Covered up, finally going to win over the EST to kick ya. Bianca making it the final 3 in the Women's Chamber matchup, getting eliminated by Becky Lynch, and afterwards Becky was eliminated by, of course, the winner, Io Sky. Great matchup, to say the least, at No Way Out. A great matchup, and the Rumble, and a great matchup tonight is Jade. Beautifully done. Punt kick on Bianca, and almost scored the win. Big bicycle kick by Cargill as Bianca Belair rolls to the outside to try and catch a breather. But Jade not having it, and Jade Cargill from the top, looking at the crossbody of the springboard, didn't get all of it, but enough to knock down the EST in this incredible matchup tonight. And these two always have great chemistry. They've wrestled twice before, and now Cargill heading up to the top rope, looking to finally beat Bianca Belair, as Bianca's beaten Jade twice in this series, but coming up short with the elbow. Mia Costa there. Bianca now going to drop Cargill face first. Down she goes. Bianca Belair for a massive win, for a 3rd victory over Cargill in this series. 2 count kick out by Jade. A Rumble winner able to stay alive, at least for now. Bianca not too happy about that one, as Charlotte Flair going to be watching not just Jade, but the woman who recently beat her on SmackDown, Bianca Belair. For Charlotte Flair, she recently was able to defend her WWE Women's title at No Way Out in Perth, Australia last weekend, here in this series against New Zealand native Dakota Kai, and an absolute incredible showing for Dakota. Made Dakota Kai an absolute star in that matchup, even in defeat. But Jade, off the choke slam, heading back to the top rope, to the well there, and a massive frog splash. Will that be enough to finally put the EST and solidify her spot as the rightful number 1 contender? But Bianca's going to kick out. And the question is, if Bianca beats Jade here, what happens? Does it become a triple threat at Mania? I mean, Bianca also owns a victory against Charlotte Flair recently. So if she beats Jade, maybe she joins that matchup, and she may do that right here for a 3rd win over Cargill. KOD. Cover 2. No, Jade's gonna kick out. Oh man, what action! What action tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Bianca Belair almost able to score the win over Jade Cargill for the 3rd time in this series. Splash from the middle rope, but the EST now on Jade. They're going to pick her up. Look at the strength here with a gorilla press. Bianca, pound for pound, one of the most strongest superstars on the roster. Not just in the women's division, but the entire roster. Same can be said for Jade Cargill as well. She has muscles in places. The most people don't even have places. It's Jade pouncing Bianca halfway across the ring, and that makes seal the deal here in this contest for Jade to get her win back on Bianca in this series. As a message sent to Charlotte Flair, jaded by Cargill, pinning predicament now, shoulders down, 2 down. No, Bianca's gonna kick out again. What action tonight? As we're back live on SmackDown, the EST is somehow fighting back against Jade Cargill with 3 massive clotheslines, getting a flurry of offense now, hitting a 2nd gear in this match, and then popping up into the middle rope. Spanish fly, we've seen that before from Bianca, something of beauty. Here's the cover, will she get the win? 3rd win of the series against Jade, and a kick out again. Man, the crowd chanting, this is awesome indeed. It is, they were entirely right. Tonight, Lee Scott and Sid in New York. What action has been as a standing shooting star connecting from Bianca for a third one over Jade in the series. 2 count down, another near fall. And if Bianca wins this match, she may be added to the matchup. She's already beat Charlotte before No Way Out in a non-title matchup. She's already beat Jade twice. If she does it again, in my opinion, she's gonna be in. So SmackDown GM Ted Long gonna have a close eye on this matchup, as well as your WWE Women's Champion, the Queen Charlotte Flair, the 4-time champion. In fact, Charlotte, as Jade comes off the apron, heading hard and missing the mark. With that sent on to the outside, Bianca using her power again with a gorilla press on the floor, but this time follows up with a standing moonsault on the outside by the EST. What a thing of beauty that was. Charles Robinson continuing his count as Bianca comes in. Even if she gets a count out win, that would still be enough in my opinion to get a championship opportunity to try and get her title back. Bianca topic on Hero over the top rope by the EST on Jade Cargill. One of the best superstars on the roster. One of the most consistent performers, Bianca. Back into the ring on Jade. Oh, but Jade Cargill, big elbow in the midsection. Able to fight back, and away Jade Cargill now running right through with a shoulder tackle. Stomp away, Bianca to her feet, nice shot blocked by Jade, knife edge shot by Cargill, the punt kick ×2. Bicycle kick for the second time of the matchup. Cover on Bianca, they're finally going to win back, 2 count, no! Oh, what the? Oh, her arms on the ropes. She didn't kick out, but the referee stopped counting. I was very confused for a moment. But Bianca's arm on the bottom rope, I couldn't quite see it with the angle, but then as Jade moved, I saw her hand on the bottom rope. Great ring awareness and great veteran instinct on display from the former WWE Women's Champion and the inaugural NXT Women's Champion in this series, the EST Bianca Belair. Bianca fighting back against Jade Cargill now. Will she be able to get the win here? Second time of the matchup with a KOD on Cargill. Face first she goes. Bianca's gonna do it. Shooting the half now. Hooking the leg shoulders down for a third straight win of the series against Jade. There's 2 to pin the Rumble winner now. Jade's gonna kick out. What a match here on SmackDown. Man, that should be the main event. But McIntyre and Reigns, a massive Clash of the Castle rematch, which was great on the Oval Hydro. Going to be great tonight later on. But good luck following this. And Bianca hitting that splash again. Bianca and Jade pulling out all the stops this evening. It's Jade again, running right through with that shoulder tackle. Charlotte Flair going to be loving every second of this. These two women beating the absolute piss out of one another here this evening. As Jade wants to prove herself to the champion. And now she picks up Bianca. Second time of the matchup. Walking around the ring with her. Bianca don't want to be there. Because everything going up must come down. Jade connecting as the storm is rumbling the media. No, not yet. Bianca kicks out again. As this matchup somehow continuing. Jade powering out. Taunting Bianca, and she has with a chop of Bianca though, able to steal the win, rolling her up and getting the win. Bianca Belair with a third straight win over Cargill.
Here is your winner, Bianca Belair.
The Royal Rumble winner has been beaten by the EST Bianca Belair as she has pinned Jade Cargill 3 times this series. And Bianca may be Jade's kryptonite. What a win for Belair. What does that mean for Mania? It remains to be seen, but coming up next now, folks, it is now time for your main event of the evening. Here tonight live on SmackDown. The Royal Rumble winner for the man wants to actually get a win in his warm-up match. Unlike Jade Cargill, let's see if he can do it. He battles former WWE Champion and the man who beat him in the main event of Clash of the Castle in Glasgow, Scotland. The one-time undefeated Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. What a main event this is going to be. It's right here, right now, live in East Scotland City, New York, here on SmackDown. It's going to be a good one, man.
Contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
It was at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event in Indianapolis, Indiana, where Drew McIntyre suffered his first pinfall defeat in this series, ending the reign of his WWE Championship run as well as his undefeated streak. As King of the Ring winner Seth freaking Rollins in his opportunity at the world title was able to beat McIntyre at that event. Beat him again at No Way Out to retain the title. He will be going to WrestleMania to defend it against Royal Rumble winner Roman Reigns. McIntyre pissed off. What's a piece of the Royal Rumble winner as he beat him in the past. Wants to do it again here tonight. And there you see the men's Royal Rumble winner, the OTC, the head of the table, the tribal chief, the ultimate needle mover, Roman Reigns. We mentioned last time out on SmackDown, he picked up a massive win over the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. And we also know that Reigns had a close eye on McIntyre and Rollins' main event from last week, or last weekend's proceedings rather, at No Way Out PLE in Perth, Australia. Reigns was loving the action. What a war those two went to. One of the best matches of the series. Much like their Rumble affair as well. As was the match at Clash of the Castle between these two men, and these two looking to replicate the magic tonight. McIntyre, Reigns, one-on-one in SmackDown's main event tonight. Live in East Scotland, City, New York with Charles Robinson, your senior official ringing the bell. Matchup is now officially underway as Roman. Massive knee. Wants to get his win back on Drew McIntyre. McIntyre's been pinned twice in this series, all by the same man, Seth Rollins. Let's see if Reigns can do that here tonight. And get ready for Seth at WrestleMania. His last year at WrestleMania with the Shield had a triple threat showdown at the grandest stage of them all. Reigns, Rollins and Jon Moxley. All three opponents went to war in triple threat action where it was Seth Rollins able to get the win on that night. Let's see if Roman Reigns can get the win this time around against Seth, but maybe it's McIntyre who will join them because Bianca Belair defeating the Women's Rumble winner Jade Cargill may be added to the Women's Championship matchup at WrestleMania now. And if McIntyre beats Reigns, maybe he will be as well. But he has lost to Seth freaking Rollins twice now for the WWE Championship, but he has beat Rollins once previously before that, before he was even champion, I believe, or well, he was the champion. Regardless, McIntyre no longer the champion and wants to get back up to the main event scene of WrestleMania. It pisses Drew off that he's not going to be headlining WrestleMania after the year he's had, as McIntyre is taking that aggression out on Reigns. Here tonight in your main event. Tope con Hilo on the outside by the Scottish Warrior. Now got that tribal chief now, right where he wants him. Oh God, look at Drew McIntyre. Oh, hanging about to try midsection first. Off the barricade by McIntyre. McIntyre now going to pick up Roman Reigns, going to send him back out of the ring here. Oh God, we've seen this before from Drew, the leg drop off the top. McIntyre loves to do that every single match he's in. Will it be enough for the victory here now? Just two. Kick out by the men's Rumble winner. Roman Reigns entered number 29 in the Royal Rumble matchup, scoring 2 eliminations en route to victory. The Intercontinental Champion, well, back then he wasn't IC Champ, but now the Intercontinental Champion, Daniel Bryan, was a victory of Reigns. And then in the final 2, John Cena. Gotta mention that, Cena's matchup earlier, he was in the final 2 of the men's Royal Rumble matchup. Couldn't get into the chamber though, but got a big one over Sheamus earlier on, so maybe he'll be a part of the grandest stage of them all. It's right now McIntyre with a clothesline of Reigns. Massive clothesline there, and look at Roman Reigns. Oh God, Drew McIntyre stomp after stomp here on the Royal Rumble winner. He had a great number in the Rumble, did Reigns. Number 29. Getting a massive win in, eliminating 27 John Cena in the final 2. It's Roman Reigns. We see McIntyre do this. But now it's Roman Reigns' turn. Deadlift powerbomb to a grounded McIntyre. Another tribal chief picking him up now and pulling him down. Lights, cameras, action by the OTC. Oh, and Roman Reigns getting hyped up today in East Scotland City. Reigns looking to fly with a tope over the top, taking out McIntyre. We saw Big Jimmy Uso, one of Roman's cousins, do that earlier on tonight. He was unsuccessful in the opening contest, tapping out to Gable's ankle lock, with Kurt Angle coming in to see the matchup end right in front of his face. And Drew McIntyre running a neck breaker now. This main event really heating up, man. It was a great matchup at Clash of the Castle in Glasgow, Scotland. Replay available for that event now, as well as No Way Out from last weekend. Also available, the Royal Rumble from Indianapolis, all PLEs, all available for replay here in this series if you need to catch up on any of the good stuff. Here on KO Productions. Reigns in the corner, setting up Drew, Superman punch! Got all of it, cover, right in the money there. 2 count on Drew, no! Charles Robinson was right there, McIntyre, however, getting that shoulder off the canvas. And these two replicating the magic from Clash of the Castle and the Oval Hydro. Drew, of course, on that night on home soil. It was a home field advantage for the Scottish Warrior. Able to get the win with his country behind him. against Roman Reigns, and what it was a fantastic showdown from both superstars. But tonight, this is a fantastic showdown here between both stars. On the very top of the card here in the WWE. Reigns has had a couple of opportunities for the WWE title against AJ Styles when AJ was the champion. Drew was the man who beat Styles in the first ever episode of SmackDown and then beat him in the main event at SummerSlam for the title after his championship's search was derailed by an attack from Bill Goldberg, which led into a WrestleMania matchup with Drew and Goldberg last year. And then led to Drew winning the IC title from Nakamura. Defended the gold against the likes of Nakamura and this man, Roman Reigns, in a triple threat matchup at No Mercy PLA. Remember that one earlier on in the series. Well, over a year and a half ago now, is right now Reigns heading to the top. Not often do we see the Tribal Chief go up. He just sprang to the top like it was nothing. Double axe handle, nothing there. Glasgow Kiss didn't get all of it. Rocking the Tribal Chief, however. Now double hook in the arms. And the future shock DDT by McIntyre. Drew in for the cover now. Legs hook shoulders down. For the win over the Royal Rumble winner and a kick out. Roman Reigns does not want the same fate as Jade Cargill, the Women's Rumble winner, his counterpart here in this series. As she was unsuccessful over a woman she's never been able to defeat in the in the EST rather, Bianca Belair. For the OTC, Roman Reigns never been able to defeat Drew McIntyre. This is their second singles matchup in the series. Let's see if Reigns can get his win back following the rematch tonight. A clash in a castle, but a delayed vertical suplex off the top by Drew McIntyre may seal the deal here. Cover, legacy hook, shoulders down, Charles Robinson right there tonight. And your main event, no! Not over yet, man. McIntyre can't seem to get it done. And he's pissed off, but now he's going to do that deadlift powerbomb. We saw Roman Reigns do it earlier on. Now it's Drew McIntyre's turn. And he will hit the mark perfectly. Stomping away on the legs now of Roman Reigns. Big shots. No more shots by McIntyre. Knife edge after knife edge. Drew McIntyre tells Reigns to bring it. He will. With a spear out of nowhere by the Tribal Chief who covers. There's turn. He almost had him. McIntyre kicking out of the spear, but man, oh man, that was close. And Roman Reigns can't believe his eyes. Reigns ain't done with him by a long shot, and now a beautiful gut wrench by the OTC. And this incredible main event is the crowd tonight in East Scotland, City of York, acknowledging your Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And what action is McIntyre able to counter and drop Reigns face first into the canvas. Oh, look at the strength of Drew here. Look at the deadlift. Set out powerbomb. McIntyre coming to beat Reigns here to beat the Rumble winner. Turn on. Now it's Reigns able to get the shoulder up. Back and forth action. What has been a great main event. A great rematch from Clash of the Castle in the OVO Hydro Arena. Roman Reigns Irish whip gonna send Drew into the corner. Clothesline. Elbow. Roman and now setting him out. Center of the ring now, away from the ropes. Roman Reigns, submission on heel, jumping and leaping with a guillotine. Guillotine shoulder on McIntyre. Will this be enough to bring the Scottish Warrior away? No way for Drew to go. Center of the ring here, no ropes there. Charles Robinson right there though. Let's see if McIntyre will tap out or pass out to the opponent if he does. Roman Reigns with a massive submission victory. And cause McIntyre to tap out for the first time in this series. Would imagine the WWE champ Seth freaking Rollins looking very close at the man he just wrestled at No Way Out now, and he will be facing at WrestleMania in the main event of night 2. The OTC, Roman Reigns. That guillotine cinched in, but right now McIntyre going to be able to get out of it somehow, some way, as he picks up Roman Reigns. Hail Ray, clash out of nowhere. Drew cover, leg hook, shoulders down for a massive win over Reigns. This close to many. The OTC is going to kick out. Man, what a matchup tonight. And if you think this action's great tonight, just wait till you get a hold of the action next week here on the Blue Brand, as we have got an awesome action-packed main event in store for you next week. Fatal 4-way matchup as John Cena, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes all collide for the opportunity to face CM Punk in a WrestleMania match. That's right, CM Punk was promised a Mania match since getting signed to SmackDown by GM Teddy Long. And he'll face the winner of the 4-way match between Cena, Owens, Balor and Cody Rhodes next week on SmackDown. McIntyre cover on Reigns to go kick out. What a matchup that's going to be in your main event of the Blue Brand. Also coming up next week on SmackDown. We're going to see some tag team action. Who will face the Undisputed Era for the tag team titles? 2 tag teams which are yet to be announced. We find out next week. Winners go on to face the UE, Fish and O'Reilly at WrestleMania for the WWE Tag Team titles of SmackDown. Reigns Superman punch for the win here. Kick out by McIntyre again. Also going down next week, we find out who will join Ludwig Kaiser and Chad Gable, a part of the WrestleMania Money in the Bank ladder matches. Triple threat action continues. Andrade, Pete Dunne, and Dolph Ziggler collide in triple threat action. Reigns clotheslining away on Drew McIntyre, and finally next week, non-title matchup. A male rematch from Norway. We'll get back to that as McIntyre nowhere. Nailing Reigns with a claymore. The 2 count. And now almost had on. Man, oh man, we're back live on SmackDown as Roman Reigns able to recover now at the spear. Out of the corner. Second spear on the matchup. On the Scottish Warrior. The cover now. There's 2. And now Drew McIntyre is going to kick out. Oh man, kicking out of 2 spears. Reigns kicked out of a claymore. And a future shock and an air raid crash. Man, oh man, what action. But there's Drew McIntyre coming back in his shoulder tackle. But as I was saying, folks, no way out rematch coming down. Next week on SmackDown, non-title match this time. As Intercontinental Champion Daniel Bryan one-on-one with Adam Cole, baby. If Cole wins, whether it's by disqualification, count out, pinfall, or submission, if he gets the win regardless, he will go to WrestleMania to challenge Bryan in a rematch. This time for the Intercontinental title. All that and so much more next week right here on SmackDown. But we're back to the main event at hand. As McIntyre hitting a second claymore at the corner of the Tribal Chief. The cover, the turn, and almost had him, almost picking up the win. Once again, much like he did at Clash of the Castle on the Oval Hydro. But Reigns somehow able to kick out and stay alive in this incredible main event. Here tonight is here we go. We're getting a slugfest on deck live tonight from East Garden City, New York. This is what this crowd paid to see this evening. These 2 men beating the shit of each other. This close to WrestleMania. As Rollins going to be loving this. As these 2 superstars battle each other, they might not be 100% going into WrestleMania. Especially Reigns, who is Rollins' an opponent, and the main event tonight too for the WWE Championship. There's McIntyre, got that clothesline, able to get the upper hand of the back and forth blow for blow scenario there, as he clobbers Reigns right at the back. Oh, but McIntyre, I think, was setting up for a claymore, but Roman Reigns going to the outside. McIntyre is pissed off, and McIntyre on the outside of the ring going to send Roman back in. McIntyre wants this one here. He wants this victory. He's heading up to the middle rope, looking for the leg drop. No, moving out of the way. Lands right in his ass. Roman Reigns with the opportunity to run that Superman punch connecting. Roman, cover on Drew. This might be it. There's 2 and Roman. Oh my God. It's a really tough thing to do to beat Drew McIntyre. Roman's done it twice, but had to work for it both times. And he may not get a chance to do it with Roman. Claymore number 3 by Drew. Out of nowhere. 2 count. Roman Reigns kicks out. You're gonna be kidding me. Oh my God. 3 Claymores not enough to seal the deal. Getting kicked in the face by an angry Scotsman time and time again. And now the Glasgow Kiss getting all of it this time. Will it be just like Glasgow? Will McIntyre get the win in the corner looking for the 4th Claymore? Reigns avoiding it! Reigns able to avoid it! Unbelievable! McIntyre is pissed! Reigns from behind! Schoolboy for the win here to steal one of McIntyre! There's 2! No! Drew's gonna kick out! Oh my God, back to his face! Spear! Spear! Number 3 by Reigns! Cover that Silver! 2! No! Drew's kicked out again! What the hell's he gonna take? What a matchup! And Roman Reigns, 1 more spear! Maybe all it takes. There's number 4! Can he finally beat McIntyre? For McIntyre to suffer his 3rd pinfall loss of the series. That's close to Mania, and he will! Roman Reigns with a hard-fought victory. The Men's Rumble winner standing tall and building some great momentum towards his WrestleMania Night 2 main event against WWE Champion Seth freaking Rollins for the gold. What a matchup though, and what a fight from these 2 superstars. Certainly lived up to the matchup and a rematch from Clash of the Castle and the Oval Hydro Arena in Glasgow, Scotland. What a matchup here tonight, folks, and what a show it has been from East Garden City, New York on SmackDown. That's all we have time for, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow for another exciting installment of WWE Dark. You don't want to miss that, folks. We'll see you then. Until then, take it easy, take care, and peace.